Okay, if I go right, we should run into the very first troll bridge.
There are more bushes in Daventry than you care to notice.
A rough-hewn plank bridge spans the deep rushing river here.
The current of this wildly raging river is even more treacherous than it looks.
That actually looks really impressive. Not gonna lie.
Don't concern your...
The rock...
The current... If you wish to cross the bridge, Sir Graham, simply walk over it.
Fine. What are you wearing?
As you start to cross the bridge, a huge, hulking troll stomps into view and blocks your way. This is the ugliest, meanest, nastiest troll you have ever seen, and he's not about to let anybody cross his bridge.
Can I touch him?
You push the troll as hard as you can. Unfortunately, the troll doesn't budge an inch. You push the...
Well, what have we got here? You think you're gonna cross my bridge, do ya? Not for free, you ain't. You're quite the little chatterbox, ain't ya? Well, let me warn ya. These bridges have been in my family for years and years. Nobody, especially not a puny little knight like yourself, has ever passed across one of our bridges without paying our troll toll.
You don't look angry enough.
Quit gabbing. Are you planning on paying my toll, or does I have to get tough?
That face looks way too friendly.
Quit gabbing. Quit gabbing.
This. You push the... The troll is bigger than you, stronger than you, and much, much meaner than you. Better not even try it. This.
Yeah, we're not getting through there. Right? I'll try feeding you some treasure later. So on this screen I noted that there was a stump here. It is gone in the remake.
The stream appears placid enough, but appearances can be deceiving.
Oh, that does not even look remotely placid. What the hell?
A lovely tree overlooks a bend in the river. This appears to be an oversized dwarf maple tree. This is the smallest giant redwood tree you've ever seen. You can't climb such a small tree.
What about this one?
This tree is too smooth, and there aren't enough footholds for you to climb up.
Fine.
Even though the river looks calm, it would be unwise to dive into the water here.
Which means we need to do it at least once.
The raging current pulls you under.
Okay, what have I got? If I go right, I'm going to run back into the one tree. Is the condor really not here? I've got the clover and I've got the Swiss cheese, so if I find the condor, I can go for a ride. So right now the condor is not spawning. Alright, in that case I'm going to go north from here, whereupon I should find myself in a flower field.
What a pretty bed of wildflowers.
Cool, can I pick the flowers?
It would be a shame to pick the lovely wildflowers.
Of course not. So this is where I can plant the beans.
There's a bit of undergrowth scattered around the base of the tree. An ordinary tree stands watch at the top of the hill. Lovely wildflowers grow profusely in this beautiful green meadow. Lovely. There is not
much to do here. Can I look at that butterfly?
What a pretty. This is a charming little yellow butterfly.
We can. Can I pat the butterfly?
It would be, it would be, it would be, it would be. Catching the butterfly will not get you any closer to your goal, and it might hurt the butterfly.
Yeah, but I enjoy hurting things. Okay, looking at the map, left is going to take me to the next troll bridge.
There are many beautiful trees around Daventry. Some huge rocks rest at the bottom of the pine tree. The water is particularly perilous as it passes downstream through this gully. There are many. A natural rock bridge crosses the steep, slippery banks of the river here. Leafy shrubs and bushes grow in various places around the bridge. There are many.
I did not mean to do that.
Your aim could use some.
I don't think there's a way I can clear this item.
As you start to cross the bridge, a huge, hulking troll stomps into view and blocks your way. You push.
Quit, Gavin.
We're not getting through there. Okay. Let's go right. Past the flowers to a lake with a tree. And what looks like a very deadly snake.
The huge snake is watching you very closely, and its intentions are less than friendly.
I have been looking, and once again, it's got all its apostrophes correct.
Large moss-covered trees surround a shallow, swampy lake.
Mind you, this is a 2008 game. It's an enhanced edition, so I'd be surprised if it did not. Okay.
The murky water of this swampy lake looks very uninviting. This small swamp, with its twisted trees and slimy water, has an eerie feel to it. This small, large. Spotting the snake in the treetops, you wisely decide that there are better trees to climb than this one. There's no. You would rather avoid this putrid water than come into contact with it. This is.
That knife. We've got to do this at least once. Really?
You'll wind up with a useless dead snake and a guilty conscience. There's no way you're getting that close to the snake.
I wonder if there's anything we can do with that. Okay, not mean to go there just yet. That snake is eyeing us off. But does it do anything? I'll probably find out in the post-game playthrough. Alright, so if we go right, we should run into a very small cave entrance.
All sorts of trees are growing in this part of the forest. You notice a small hole at the base of the craggy boulders in the center of the clearing.
That's where the leprechauns hang out.
All sorts of trees are growing in this part of the forest. You notice a small hole at the base of the craggy boulders in the center of the clearing. You notice better not. There's this tree isn't very climbable. There's
not much to do here except look at this cave.
An extremely large jumble of boulders sits in the center of this heavily wooded area. At the base of one, you see a small hole. You would need to be much smaller to fit through that hole. You'll have to move closer. The hole appears to go deep down through the rock into the ground below. You can barely make out a faint greenish glow somewhere far inside.
That's your clue that it's the leprechauns. Do we have a dwarf here?
There are craggy rocks scattered around the forest. You hate to think of what's underneath them. You are in an eerie, desolate part of the forest. The plants don't seem to grow very well in this part of the forest. There are craggy rocks scattered around the forest. You hate to think of what's underneath them. No way. Who knows what squirmy creatures are lurking underneath? There's not much. The trees in this area of the forest are too misshapen to climb.
That sounds like a challenge.
There's not no way. The trees. Suddenly you hear the heavy footfalls of an ogre. He stomps into the clearing, spots you, and decides to crush the life out of you.
That's different. I've got him on the screen above. Just updating my map. What can we do about the ogre? Can we talk to the ogre? Can we pat the ogre?
The ogre is itching to take you in his powerful arms and crush your bones.
Kinky.
This ogre is one tough character. Trying to bring harm to him would be a very bad mistake. He's got a very thick skin and a very short temper.
Talking to this ogre is like talking to a brick wall, an angry brick wall.
This ogre is one. The only thing this ogre wants is to kill you. You'd better think about escaping.
I'm okay with him killing us at least once.
Nothing happens.
Well, if I do this...
You place the ship. The ogre is confused by your sudden disappearance. Sneak away now while you've got the chance.
Alright, fine. This should take me to the walnut tree. Yeah, they've changed that. The dwarf was above me here, but they've changed that with the ogre. Okay, if I go up and then right. Let me take the ring off before it expires.
You remove the ring of invisibility from your finger.
So this has also changed. This is the area where I picked up the pebbles, and I distinctly recall the left-hand bend here, and the delta here, or the little beach here with the pebbles. They've moved that for sure.
Some of the rocks poke up from the riverbed. These rocks are actually very tall and treacherous.
Indeed.
High cliffs border a wild, raging river. A few oak trees serenely overlook the turbulent river below. Low bushes are growing in abundance in the clean Daventry air. This is one of the countless rocks. This is one of the high cliffs. The banks of the river are tall and steep. If you fell down, you'd never be able to climb back up again. The rock will not budge. It feels like a bush.
Right, we got nothing. Looking at the map, I should be able to go right here. But I'm going to go this way first. This should take me to the river fork. Can I go right? Or can I go north and then right? Is there enough room to do that? I'm not sure there is. That's very tight. There is, but there's no way across. And there was a similar scene in the original where once we get over to the gnomes area, we can come out here, but there's nothing to do.
These rocks all look the same. This is a raging river filled with massive boulders and treacherous whitewater rapids. This area of the river is as dangerous as it is beautiful.
It does look beautiful.
You can't. Diving into the raging current would result in certain death. You can't move. You can't move. There's not.
I can't even reach that rock. Right, there is one more road to explore. Ah, okay, so I just go north here and that takes me, yeah. I thought that maybe I can move... get down there, please. Thank you. I thought that maybe I was going to try moving up there and then immediately step into the river and drown. I've got one more road to explore, and then we'll start looking at the troll and the cottage and all the rest of it. Okay, new recording session. There's a little bit of a break in the recording there. I've just realized that yes, I can rub the ring in the EGA version. I'm so salty about that. This was the place where I could pick up the pebbles on the previous version. I cannot. This should take me to an area where I can see the mushroom.
There is a mushroom in the meadow on the other side of the raging river. This is just one of the many leafy bushes growing throughout the countryside. There's an impressive cliff here, overlooking the castle and the small waterfall. This is a wild and perilous, raging river filled with jagged boulders and treacherous rapids. Far in the distance, you can see the spires and turrets of King Edward's castle.
Technically, it's only one screen to the north. That is not far away.
The bushes manage quite well without additional help from you. The mushroom is on the far side of the river. There's not much diving into the raging current.
Nothing here, okay? If I go left, this is where we originally encounter the ogre.
You are in a gloomy forest clearing. There is a moldering old stump here, rotting to pieces. There are numerous small rocks and boulders in this part of the forest. Even in this slightly dismal part of the forest, the bushes grow well in the bright Daventry sun.
Nothing bright about this place.
There are several unimpressive little trees have grown in the sandy soil of the forest. The rock will not budge. The stump will not move. The trees in this area. There's
nothing new here, but I'm terrified that a dwarf is going to jump out when I go to the left.
There is a small dwarf right nearby. Be careful, this sly little chap is trouble.
Indeed. Oh god, he spawned behind me. That is instant death, I think, unless I put the ring on.
You place the shimmering ring upon your finger. As you rub it, you turn invisible. The dwarf, startled by your sudden disappearance, runs away.
Okay, unless I got my map wrong, and I really don't think I did, the ogre and the dwarf have swapped positions. Let's take that off.
You remove the ring of invisibility from your finger. Nothing happens. The ring only makes you invisible.
Alright, this should take me to the cottage.
You see the back of the old tumble-down cottage, badly in need of repair. The tree was cut from this stump years ago. This huge rock is as old as Daventry itself. This beautiful pine tree adorns the woodcutter's backyard. There might be someone home. This log, felled long ago, awaits the woodcutter's fire. Some large trees still overhang the woodcutter's house. The old cottage is sagging and in great need of repair.
We can peek inside the window. Feels bad, man.
When you look in the window, you see a poor, starving woodcutter and his wife.
Dang.
This window doesn't open. You can't reach the smoke from where you are standing. You can't do anything with the stump. You cannot get the log. Better not. The rock is too large and heavy. You can't even budge a rock of this size.
Okay, nothing here either.
You see the back.
I'm surprised we couldn't do anything with the axe and or the pump here.
Bushes grow here and there around the front of the woodcutter's house. You see a cottage in shambles. It saddens you to think that somebody might still live here.
I've got to say, it doesn't look that bad from the exterior here. That just looks like a very quaint little cottage.
It was made from rough, hand-hewn logs long ago. Lately, the upkeep has faltered. There are even holes in the roof.
I mean, yeah, if there are holes in the roof, that's not great, but looking at this art, it looks very nice.
It was made through the small. From where you're standing, you can see that the cottage doesn't even have a door.
Oh, okay, that would be an issue. I need a door and I need a lock.
This crude porch looks like it has seen better days. The trees were cut from these stumps years ago. An old axe is permanently wedged into the tree stump. The handle has been broken and repaired. The head shows the signs of many sharpenings.
Same dialogue as the original.
An old axe, it is an ancient, rusty water pump. It probably doesn't even work. The old axe is tightly wedged in the tree stump. You cannot remove it, no matter what you do. The rusty pump doesn't work. Better not. There's no pane in the window to open.
Okay, let's go inside. Have a chat to these poor fellows who are starving.
The woodcutter speaks to you, his voice broken with sorrow.
We would welcome you to our home, Sir Knight, but we've had no food for so long. My beautiful wife cannot even rise from her bed. I fear she may die soon.
We definitely did not get that in the EGA version.
There is a rickety old cupboard on the wall. An old earthenware pitcher sits on the table. The old nightstand is nothing more than a small plain table at the foot of the bed. There's a sturdy old plank table here. The food it once held is long gone, but there appears to be a fiddle on the table. The woodcutter's most treasured possession, a fine old fiddle, lies on the table. The woodcutter and his wife are on the bed. The woodcutter sits on the edge of the bed next to his wife. Ever since the woods became too dangerous to venture into, he's not been able to earn a decent living.
Is that not what the Knights of Daventry are for? To keep the woods safe?
The woodcutter's poor wife appears to be near death.
Oof.
A woman is laying in bed, pale and still. Her husband is seated on the bed, staring blankly at her pale face. A large fire burns merrily in the fireplace, providing some warmth in the drafty old cottage. A woman.
Okay, let's see if he can eat money.
The woodcutter gratefully accepts the treasure.
Thank you, Sir Knight, but I fear that only a gift of food will save my poor wife from starvation.
Yeah, we lose points for that.
The woodcutter accepts your meager gift of food.
Thank you, Sir Knight. This will help. For a while.
It won't help me though, because I need that to feed a rat. Okay, let's grab the bowl of stew, which hopefully is still hot.
This large ceramic bowl is now filled with a savory beef stew.
Actually, can I talk to her?
The woodcutter, still gazing at his wife's pale face, does not seem to hear you.
Alright, fine.
Nothing happened. The woodcutter is overwhelmed with joy.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Knight. We shall never forget your kindness and generosity. Please, take my fiddle as a small token of our thanks.
I think it would be quite humorous if that was poison. Also, are we not going to tell them that it's magical and that they can just refill it over and over?
The woodcutter sits on.
Please, Sir Knight, take my fiddle as a small token of thanks.
The woodcutter's wife is too polite to speak with her mouth full.
Alright, fine. Can I look in here?
The cupboard is empty.
What about here?
You cannot get the pitcher.
Once again, Strong Bad will be proud. We have a fiddle.
This is the woodcutter's old fiddle.
Can I fiddle with the fiddle?
The fine old fiddle has been beautifully carved. You play a lively toe-tapping tune on the fiddle. The woodcutter and his wife ignore your fiddling. Perhaps they preferred their own music.
Harsh. I thought that was very decent. That was much better than the EGA version, and they just flat out ignored us. Wow. What about out here? Does anyone care?
You play a lively toe-tapping tune on the fiddle. Obviously, there are no music lovers here. You put the fiddle away.
Nobody appreciates us, chat. Nobody at all. So we should be running into a lake.
You see a clear blue lake surrounded by a pretty meadow. You see some pretty flowering bushes grow in a bunch near the lake's edge.
Can I grab the flowers?
If you wish to swim, simply walk into the water, Sir Graham.
Fine.
Several pretty trees stand by the lakeside, offering shade and beauty to wandering adventurers.
There's our log and stump. Not in that order, the stump containing the diamonds.
You see You cannot do that while you're swimming.
What do you think I'm trying to do, game?
You cannot do that while you're swimming. The water is not deep enough here for you to dive.
And yet it's deep enough to force us to tread water and drown. Nothing here. Okay. Next up we have a clover field. No, wrong section. A stone bridge.
It is an old stone bridge, worn smooth by the ravages of weather and time. If you wish to cross the bridge, Sir Graham, simply walk over it. Nothing. Off to one side is a clear blue lake surrounded by a pretty meadow. A swift river flows into the lake.
Okay, so I can walk along here, but is this death? I would think it is.
The raging current pulls you under.
So if I just walk over here... I see, it's not letting me go down here. If I was to walk over here, that's instant death.
You see lush plants and bushes throughout the kingdom of Daventry. A stand of lovely golden oaks line the riverbank. There is nothing up there you'll need. There's not much.
Okay, next up should be the troll bridge.
A rough-hewn plank bridge spans the deep rushing river here. This cluster of rocks by the river's edge controls the flow of the river. Many mature, graceful trees line the river's banks. A large, healthy bush sits by the river. There is nothing up there. The rock. You cannot get the tree. This bush feels, if you wish.
There's so much that we can't guess. Okay, reading my map. I was not capable of going left because that leads into the area where the condor drops us off. And we can't go left here. I think we're going to have problems going up there. I can go back up here. That takes me to the right-hand side of the castle. And that takes me back. And then there's no way to go south here. So at this point, I have two things to do. The first one is to find the condor. I've got no idea why it's not spawning in the area outside the cave. Maybe it's moved. But the other thing that I can do is I can grab the goats and say hello to the troll. In fact, I think I'll do that first because there's two things we can do here, obviously. We can solve the puzzle or we can not solve the puzzle. I'll go with not solve the puzzle first. There's a minor cut there, I apologize.
As you start to cross the...
So something that's curious here is that I gave him the walnuts and it mentioned gold walnuts, so it's likely going to say that I'm giving him the egg.
You give the gold egg to the troll, and it appears to satisfy him. He tromps off, leaving the bridge clear for you to cross.
In the EGA version, it was just a generic, you give the treasure to the troll. Has anything changed here?
This is the gnome's spinning wheel. There is a small pile of straw here. This is a pile of gold.
Ooh.
The gnome's house is carved right into the side of the tree. This hole, hollowed into the side of the tree, is the entrance to the gnome's home. It's too dark inside to make out any details, and the gnome probably prefers it that way. Several nice bushes and plants surround the gnome's home. There's a rock over by the bush, but this rock is nothing compared to the one the gnome lives in.
That's not a rock, but anyway. Let's have a chat to you.
Welcome, Sir Graham. I've been expecting you. I have something that will be of great use to you. But first, Sir Graham, you must answer this riddle. I'll give you 3 guesses. What is my name?
Oh my god, actual text parsing. I don't know.
Where in the world did you get that idea? That's not even close. You have 2 guesses left.
You weren't invited into the gnome's house.
I'm the next king of Daventry, bitch. Let me in.
You weren't invited into the gnome's house. It would not be polite to steal the gnome's pile of gold.
I'm the next king of Daventry. Give me some gold.
You do not need a spinning wheel. You won't need any straw on your quest. Now, what in the world would you do with a gnome? The rock will not budge.
You still haven't guessed my name. Ready to take another shot at it?
How are you supposed to know this?
How in the world did you think of that? That's not even close. You only have 1 guess left. You still haven't guessed my name. Ready to take another shot at it? Not by a long shot. You didn't guess my name, but I'm going to help you anyway, Sir Graham. Take this golden key. It will aid you on your quest, Sir Graham, but it's up to you to find out how. Well, step over here so I can give it to you. Here you are. Good luck on your quest.
You would think that would fix this puzzle, but no. Can I go inside?
You weren't invited into the gnome's house.
Once again, I'm the next king. I don't need permission. That takes us here. There's going to be nothing to do there. Can I steal the gold now?
It would not. This is a simple gold key.
Not heavy and cold like my heart, and not a skeleton key. Okay. So let's go left a couple of times to the walnut tree. Down here to the mysterious door. And let's just unlock this.
Using the gold key, you unlock the huge door.
That's different.
This is a heavy oaken door set into the side of the cave. The ceiling is low and rough here. The cave appears to open up into a larger chamber that reaches deep into the mountain. There is a large cave here. It continues deeper into the mountain. As you reach out to open the door,
I need a
That
minute.
guy looked familiar, but he seems a little lost out here in Daventry.
You don't say. Oh my word, I did not know that was there.
The only response you get is the echo of your pounding.
I have to ask if we can get that before we open the door with the key. We're not playing that game on this channel. That is not happening. Right, so this is different. Other than, you know, Larry making an appearance. We had a bunch of stairs going up, but now we have what looks like a winding stair. This is dangerous, right? No.
There's not much to do there. The walkway is made from large wooden planks, attached firmly to the cave's walls and floor, and suspended from the ceiling.
Suspended from the ceiling? Really?
The suspended walkway seems to wind forever down into the very bowels of the mountain.
It looks like it's being supported from the ground, but okay.
Whoops!
I have a lot of questions. Anyway, we'll come back there later because we're going to use the beanstalk to get up into the clouds, and then I'll retrace my steps. For now though, let's get rid of this troll using the ghost. Am I in the correct place? Yes. Closed gates. Grab the carrots.
Nothing. Very clever. You tempt the goat with a carrot, and he begins to follow you around. You've made a friend.
If only it were that easy. Okay, just looking at my map, so I need to go 2 left, 2 down. Actually, let's go 1 left and then 3 down.
You had better wait for the goat, or he may not follow you.
Yeah, I'm on.
As you start to cross the bridge, a huge, hulking troll stomps into view and blocks your way. It is a well-known fact that goats hate trolls intensely. You move aside and let the goat take care of this wretched, nasty troll. The goat lowers his head and runs straight for the troll, butting him right off the bridge and into the river below. That's the last you'll see of that troll.
Oh, I forgot to check if I can pat the ghost. Oh, thank you, my friend. Right, you. What's your name?
Welcome, Sir Grey. I have some. I'll give you.
So apparently they did fix this, but it's still a pain in the ass. Trying to figure it out off the top of my head. I don't know how to spell his name. Breaking up into small chunks. This is harder than it seems, chat. And then I'm not sure what the last part is. Is it that? I don't know about the order of the L and the E there.
Where in the world you have... You...
If it turns out it's just those two letters, then I'm going to be pissed because yes, I am close, buddy. I am close. What was it? That's... How are you supposed to figure it out?
That's right! Outstanding! I didn't think you were that clever. As a reward for your sharp intellect, here are some beans. They're no ordinary beans, but it's up to you to find out why. Somebody as smart as yourself should have no problem at all. Well, step over here so I can give them to you. Here you are. Good luck on your quest.
I can't help but feel that's a bit of a fourth wall break, in the sense that if you're smart enough to purchase a hint book from Sierra, then yes, you'll be smart enough to know what to do with the beans. I don't know how you're supposed to figure that out. And more importantly, I've got no idea what is with the EGA version of that answer. It makes no sense.
You are holding a handful of small beans.
Can I eat the beans and have the beanstalk grow out of me?
You eat the magic beans. They tingle as they go down. Now, why did you do that?
For my audience.
Your hands take on a tingling sensation when you touch the magical beans.
I've just realised I didn't try eating the carrot. I don't think it matters though. Right, where am I going? Over here to the flower field. I also don't know how you're supposed to know this. Why here, of all places?
You plant the magical beans in the fertile soil. Suddenly, something incredible begins to happen. This mighty beanstalk stretches up so high, it vanishes into the clouds above.
Let's go.